The gentleman is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I want to thank the gentleman from Colorado for promoting this legislation, for carrying it through the committee. Let me provide a little bit of background because I think there's been some confusion here. If we look at occupancy rates of federal buildings from pre-pandemic to current, then 54% of the buildings are occupied as compared to pre-pandemic. Let me say this again. If you look at pre-pandemic occupancy and compare it to today, you have 54% occupancy as compared to what would have been 100% at the time, 100% of those slots filled. So what this legislation does is it says that if leases are occupied 60% or less, then the government needs to give up those leases. So my friend from Washington has brought up the fact that you have folks who do telework and flexible schedules and things along those lines. There is a 40% cushion, number one. Number two, I think something that is incumbent upon folks in government that are using public money to pay for this. So let me say it again. $2 billion a year to operate and maintain, $5 billion a year to pay for leases. It's incumbent upon these folks that are managing this to make sure that you are properly coordinating schedules. If people are teleworking or flexible schedules or whatever, that's fine. Just manage them in a way that maximizes the use of the space. Look, this is ridiculous what's going on. $7 billion a year. If we went around the Congress and asked members of Congress, do you have something in your district that needs funding and you've been unable to get funding for? Every single one of us could spend $7 billion. We've been trying to fight for a new bridge crossing the Mississippi River for years and years now. It should have been done 40 years ago. So let's be clear. It only requires divestment or elimination of the lease if the occupancy is less than 60%. What private business would even do that? I think it actually should be a higher standard in an ideal situation. As Chairman Perry said, according to a Government Accountability Office study that went through, they looked at 24 federal agencies and 17 of the 24 only used 25% of the space. This is insane. There's better uses of taxpayer funds. And in closing, Madam Chair, I want to remind everyone here, our current government debt is approximately $34.5 trillion. Each individual taxpayer's share of that's around $257,000. I couldn't afford that. I don't think we need to be irresponsibly and recklessly spending taxpayer dollars in this environment or ever. I commend my friend from Pennsylvania for pushing this legislation or urge adoption and yield back.